Name's Keith. I'm a fireman with Monrovia Volunteer Fire and Rescue. Quick tutorial on how to use your Bauer compressor. Before you use yours, make sure that the unit is in service, that it's been properly serviced, getting its annual. You saw the note for the air quality report that we have as well. And then inside of this cabinet, there's a condensation collector that yours has been emptied. Using a compressor is very simple. You have the ability to fill from either the compressor or your storage bottles by picking the selector switch. Your air comes from the bank, which your storage, into here, so you pick your fill source and then it drops down into here. You set the regulator pressure. This is your master pressure. Your master, I say discharge pressure, that then serves as what you're able to fill the bottles here. These three. Always fill from the lowest pressure bottle to the highest. And as you can see, I'm at 4,000, 4,000, and 5,000. Ours will fill up to 5,500, so we have reserve to be able to fill up our 4,500 bottles. By starting, when you have it, say, at 2,000 or an empty cylinder, you can fill an empty cylinder several times on 4,000. And then once it gets to 4,000, you'll be able to get a little here, and then a little here, and ultimately fill your bottles here. Make sure that you never turn on your air compressor system when the truck's been run inside your bay. For us, our SOGs are 30 minutes, and that's what was recommended after we got an air quality report, as you can see here. We do get the unit serviced annually, which is important. Make sure that yours is, like I said. I've already loaded one cylinder in. The next one is here. Two things: make sure that this gauge is all the way closed, that it's connected to your bottle, and that the bottle is all the way open when you go to fill. Don't partially crack this, it gets very cold. You may get a delta between what your cylinder actually has in it and when it's reading on the gauge. When you shut this, make sure that it shuts. There's a safety bar, and that falls all the way down. Otherwise, even with your banks open and that you're reading pressure here, you won't be able to fill because there is a safety built in. Oh, one more note before we start filling our bottles. You can see now that I've not only got this one connected, but I've got this one connected as well while you were away. Look, get a nice smooth arc, and you don't want that to touch the edge. From putting bottles in, this can get nicked. You can come behind this with a file from time to time, but it is a sharp edge, and this is a wear item. So make sure you do have a nice loop where it's not touching. Seems like it is here. Make sure you shove the bottle all the way down and then set your arc. Too high of an arc, you'll bump here. Too low of an arc, you'll bump here. Either way, it's a wear hazard, or it's a wear problem, whether you're touching down here or down here. So in this case, I've got my two air cylinders. Once I open up the bottle, it'll read what's in my bottle here. So 4,000, 3,000. There's really no sense in opening this one because that's all I'm going to be able to get out of here. So I'm going to jump to the next one that's a little at 4,300. I'm going to crack that. This doesn't matter so much. Just by opening this a little bit, and you barely want to bleed this in. Depending on what your department's SOPs, SOGs say, MSA had recommended something like 300 to 500 a minute. If you use 300, that's like 18 minutes to fill an air cylinder from 0 all the way up to 4,500. If there's anything, oh, hang on a second. I'll tell you one more tidbit when I empty or disconnect this air cylinder. Hang tight. So now that I have my air cylinders filled up, a couple more points. A, don't use it unless you're checked out to use it. B, make sure that just because you're checked off, you actually know how to use it. Don't hot fill your bottle. C, and then D, when you're disconnecting your air cylinders, use hearing protection. Close your bottle first all the way and then bleed the air off with this, but use either hearing protection, or you can place whatever, a dirty towel. It's right by your laundry. You can place a dirty towel on the back of it and bleed it off slowly. You know, protect your ears, protect your equipment, and you know, stay safe, brothers.